All right, so let's get into it, guys. Let's get into this. This is Warcraft Reborn, the official overview by the Ascension team. Okay? Let's go ahead and start it from the very beginning, okay?
Azeroth, a world of danger, excitement, of hidden caves and catacombs, and endless horizons, where evil lurks beyond every ridge, where strangers become allies, and where you have infinite potential to forge your story.
Super excited.
Welcome to Warcraft Reborn, a new type of Classic Plus that
Okay,
goes
beyond
beyond
Classic
anything
Plus.
you've
All right,
ever
all right.
imagined. Step into an Azeroth enriched with new places to adventure.
See, look at these different areas that they're making. These areas are so big and they're so complex. They're very, 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 like, they're not boring. They're not basic. There's so much involved. There's so many layers to them. It's gonna really make exploring the game a lot of fun.
Hundreds of new locations to quest and fight in. As you journey through them, you'll face deadlier creatures that will challenge you with their difficulty and reward you with new immersive spoils. Take them down to discover new strength, both treasure hidden in the world to uncover.
See, that's it, bro. Like, look at these enemies. These are all like custom enemies. So many of these enemies are custom. Like, I've never seen an enemy that looks like that in the game before. You know, not in Classic at least. I've never seen a Classic enemy that looks like that.
And brand new
look at
power
this.
that can change up how you play your class. When you're strong enough, you'll band together with allies to fight back against a savage Azeroth, taking on challenges bigger than you could overcome alone. All
I love
while
it.
playing as the iconic original 9 classes. This is your next adventure, and it starts right now. Warcraft Reborn is a new type of Classic Plus, merging the familiar with something entirely new.
That is so
An
cool.
adventure crafted solely
That is
for
so
the original
freaking
9
cool, man.
classes. Warcraft Reborn goes beyond your expectations to build on the very best of Classic Azeroth. Enter the world as a warrior, mage, rogue, hunter, shaman, warlock, priest, paladin, and druid with new race and class combinations.
Okay,
Wrath of the
good,
Lich King
good.
talents in
Classic
vanilla,
Plus.
new spells added to each class baseline.
See, that's what's funny is like a lot of people would hear naturally like, oh, new spells, Wrath of the Lich King, talents and abilities in Classic WoW. You're going to be able to like walk through all the content. No. They really went out of their way to scale up the game in so many different ways to offset things like that. That's one of the big things that gets me excited about this game is how methodical they were in creating this stuff. Because normally when people try to add difficulty to their games, you get things like Epoch. What Epoch did was essentially just take a slider to the amount of health and the amount of defense that enemies have, and they are kind of artificially made the game harder. But when you do it that way, there's no way that it's going to be consistent because all the enemies are different, right? Some enemies are naturally way harder than other enemies. So you're just going to end up with this lopsided mess. And that's what I've heard is going on with Epoch. And I haven't really gotten into it that much past level 20. So I stopped playing it almost right away because it was, I mean, honestly, it's exactly what I feared. So I went back to Turtle WoW. But this, after hearing what they're doing with this, which we'll get into in a little while, I'm super excited for it.
And even brand new talents added to the core Wrath trees to unlock playstyles you've never been able to play before in vanilla. Take your expanded class and challenge a deadlier Azeroth, where creatures are strengthened beyond anything you've experienced before. More realistic behaviors,
there we go,
new spells and ways to defeat you, and even
I love
deeper
that.
RPG.
That's in the open world right there. That's in the open world right there. You get like an enemy like that. That's legit.
Elements that make every creature you fight dangerous and unique. Slay them to discover immersive gear drops with expanded stats that make sense with the creature you took it from. allowing you to hunt creatures wearing the gear that you want. Along the way, you'll discover thousands of hand-placed RPG items and mystic enchantments tailored to the original classes, making Azeroth rich with hidden
Hammerstorm. Holy hammers surround you for 5 seconds, increasing your armor by 30% and dealing 98 holy damage every second to nearby enemies. Enemies are slowed by 40% and their attack speed reduced by 20% for 3 seconds. Okay, cool. So the hammers surround you, that lasts 5 seconds, and the debuff lasts for like an extra 3 seconds, I guess. Something like that. That's kind of cool. All right.
treasure scattered across new and familiar zones, if you can find it. And that's just the beginning. Dive into a crafting overhaul that transforms professions into a meaningful part of your journey. Upgrade your crafted items with stronger materials.
Mithril Bar Upgrade Kit uses Upgrade Kit to upgrade your item to the next level. Okay, sweet. So we got the Heavy Mithril Breastplate of Expert Strikes. Has 422 armor. It's level 46. 10 stamina, 5 strength, 4 expertise rating. Improves hit by 10. And then you've got the Heavy Mithril Breastplate, which is level 50. Item level 50, so it's 4 levels higher, and it's blue. So it's 491 armor, 5 strength, 4 expertise rating, and your hit goes up by 12 instead of 10. So, it's not that much better, but I mean, it definitely is better. So that's kind of cool. You're doing a prop paladin mining / blacksmithing.
Materials, discover new craftables to forge, trade with other players to contribute to commerce throughout Azeroth, and so much more. Take on.
All right, so they showed that just now. So obviously it's going to be cross-faction, just like a lot of the other private servers. Okay. We've gotten used to it at this point.
New quests, challenge optional hardcore trials, and band together with allies to take on dangers you couldn't face alone. Questing through iconic zones,
I love it.
facing down deadly creatures, and meeting allies along the way to share in the adventure. When you're strong enough, you'll dive into new dungeons,
so
battle
cool.
new and empowered endgame world bosses.
Okay, so there are going to be new dungeons. Okay, see, that's something I didn't know. I didn't know about new dungeons and new zones or anything. I know that they're redoing this, not redoing the zones, but they're adding different areas in already existing zones. But I don't know for sure that they're actually creating custom zones. But new dungeons is really cool. I'm excited to know about new dungeons and to explore and figure out where those dungeons are. Now, if you notice, like the graphics that you're looking at, they're kind of a lot more modern version HD graphics. You don't have to play with those graphics. If you like the classic graphics, classic vanilla WoW graphics, you can just select that, and then it changes your graphic settings to classic. So you can look at the world and play the world the way you want to play it, right? Which is kind of cool.
Challenge enhanced dungeon and raid mechanics, and wage war in new and upgraded battlegrounds.
That's so
and
legit.
arenas. All of it is
new
set in
and
nostalgic
upgraded.
Azeroth,
Okay.
where the focus is on your journey, where you'll immerse yourself in a living.
That's what it's all about,
where the
baby.
best
That's
parts
what
of
it's
the
all about.
adventure rise to new
The
heights,
journey.
where you'll become part of a bustling community, set off into the world to gather new power, and become strong enough to take on greater and greater challenges. This is the rebirth of a nostalgic adventure, and it all starts with choosing your class. Warcraft Reborn is a slower, more immersive journey through Azeroth, designed exclusively for the original 9 classes. Whether you're a powerful warrior charging headfirst into danger, or a tactical mage slinging spells from afar, you'll find a world filled with opportunities to tackle challenges
That's
your
sick.
way.
That was sick.
Warcraft Reborn embraces the original 9's classic roles and expands them by introducing new ways for each class to play to their strengths, while at the
Legit,
same time
dude.
respecting their weaknesses to enhance the RPG soul of the game. First, You'll have more variety in how you shape your character with new race and class combinations. Troll Druid, Human Hunter, Dwarf Shaman, Night Elf Mage, Tauren Paladin, Blood Elf Warrior, Orc Mage, Troll Warlock, Gnome Priest, Dwarf Mage, Undead Hunter, and Undead Paladin are all available to play on Reborn.
See, I don't know how I like that. So there's Troll Druid, so you can be a Tauren Druid and a Troll Druid, but Alliance can only be a Night Elf Druid. You know, that just doesn't seem fair to me. You know, just saying.
Second, you'll harness Wrath of the Lich King talent trees in vanilla to give more complete trees to every spec in the game. This opens up place.
Now, I will say this about the talent trees. About the talent trees, a lot of people are probably thinking, well, how do you do Wrath talent trees in Classic? You know, you don't have enough points. What they did was they took a lot of the points that were 5-pointers and they reduced them to 3-pointers, right? So that you can still have all the various different talents that you would have in Wrath, but it scales for you to have it in Classic. Okay, so it is really cool.
More complete trees to every spec in the game. This opens up playstyles that were never available in vanilla, like Feral Druid, Subtlety Rogue, Arcane Mage, Retribution Paladin, and Balance Druid. Not only will you have access to powerful additional talents, but you'll also be able to snag
Living Bomb
ability.
Oh, that's my favorite ability right there, dude. Bro, Thunderstorm. You call down a bolt of lightning, energizing you and the damage nearby enemies within 10 yards, restoring 8% mana to you and dealing 551 to 629 nature damage to all enemies, knocking them back 20 yards. This spell is usable while stunned. This is one of my favorite abilities from Wrath of the Lich King. Okay, I remember I was a freaking Draenei Shaman back in Wrath, and I would hang out just outside of Naxxramas, and I would wait until the horde would fly, and right when they freaking get in there, I would thunderstorm, and it would knock them off their mounts, knock them back, and they would freaking die. And they would try to come back up, and I do the same thing over and over again. I was just knocking, and whenever anybody came out of there to try and kill me, I would just zone right into the thing, come back out 3 minutes later, do the same exact thing. I would spend all afternoon outside of Naxxramas knocking people off of their freaking mounts. It was so much fun. It was so, oh man, I was quite the troll back then.
Like
yeah, you can knock people off cliffs, yeah.
Starfall, Deep Freeze,
Blade Storm is sick.
Explosive Shot,
oh, that's
Grip,
good.
Killing Spree,
Oh, Titan's
Divine
Grip.
Storm, Metamorphosis,
Divine
Feral
Storm is
Spirits,
sick.
and more to play the spec you want and contend
Bro,
with Azeroth's
Titan's
new
Grip?
danger. But
Oh
even
my
Wrath talents are just the beginning. Reborn introduces brand new talents to the baseline Wrath of the Lich King tree.
Okay, so let's see what this goes. After Kindling, increases all damage done by 5% to targets affected by your Holy Fire and reduces the mana cost of Smite and Holy Fire by 20%. Pretty legit. Especially since there is, I think there is a Mystic Enchant that makes your Smite hit way harder or something like that. Blessed Vengeance, increase the critical strike damage of your Holy Fire, Holy Nova, Penance, and Smite by 100%. Radiant Fury, your Smite, Holy Fire, and damage of Holy Nova gains additional 20% of your bonus spell damage effect. Increases spell haste of all party raid members 50 yards by 5%. Divine Accuracy increases the hit rating by 12% of your spirit and increases duration of Holy Fire by 3 seconds. That's legit, especially if you're human.
To open up brand new play styles and new
if they even have the bonus spirit. I don't know what it is or what it was in Wrath.
Melee focused survival hunter, cleaving through foes alongside your bestial pet. Sear foes with holy light.
That's pretty lit in Turtle.
DPS priest, either taking down foes in a blinding flash or taking on a hybrid DPS healer role.
See, that's cool. Or the only other MMO that I ever played like a really good DPS healer was Runes of Magic, and it was called a Chloromancer. I don't know if you guys ever played Runes of Magic years and years ago, right? There was a class called Chronomancer. Chronomancer or Chloromancer, I think. I think it was called a Chloromancer. And the Rift had one, so they nerfed it into the ground. Yeah. Chloromancer Chloromancer. It was freaking sick. That was really, really, really a fun class. Basically, all your damage abilities healed. So, and you had a couple of, target heal spells. So it was just, you would just heal by doing damage. It was really, really sick.
Storm through foes with new shaman talents, becoming either a two-handed focused DPS or leading your party as a tank. Giving you endless new possibilities to challenge Azeroth. These new playstyles expand.
See, Crusader Strike, instant strike that causes 50% weapon damage. That to me is not as cool as the one on Turtle WoW. The one on Turtle WoW, it also increases your attack speed by a certain percentage for like 30 seconds, and it stacks up to like 5 times. So what you do is you kind of go around, Crusader Strike 5 times, and then you Crusader Strike like once every 30 seconds or something like that. The rest of the time you're using Holy Strike, which is another ability that they have on Turtle, which I don't think they're going to have on this server, which is unfortunate because it's such a damn good ability. I'm really curious as to how that ability is going to work on this server, or not how that ability, how Paladin is going to be on this server versus Turtle WoW, because Turtle WoW did Paladin phenomenally. It's such a good class on Turtle. So I'm really kind of curious about what it's going to be like here. The one that I'm really excited for is Mage. You'll see why in a bit.
Further, with new spells selectively brought to vanilla, you'll unlock a handful of new spells for your class while you level up, giving you new tools to challenge a deadlier Azeroth.
Frostfire Bolt, dude! I am so stoked about this, dude. I freaking love Frostfire Bolt. Launches a bolt of Frostfire at the enemy, causing 457, 549 Frostfire damage, slow movement speed by 40%, and causing an additional 90 Frostfire damage over 9 seconds. The spell will be checked against the lower of the target's frost and fire resists. I believe with Frostfire Bolt that you can use fire follow-ups or frost follow-ups with Frostfire. I believe so. I could be wrong. It's been a long time, but I believe it was something like that. I don't really remember exactly though. There's Missing Enchant Paladin gets it, lets you have 2 seals at the same time. Bruh.
Brand new spells like Quick Shot, vanilla versions of TBC and Wrath spells like Crusader Strike, Heroic Throw, and Cloak of Shadows support classic specializations and unlock new ways to play.
Oh, that's sick. That's sick.
To enhance the OG classes and prepare you to challenge a massively expanded Azeroth. But as you set out on your adventure into the wider
look at
world,
these areas,
what
man.
do you hope to find?
Everything, anything, who knows? Okay, new locations in the open world.
Exploring Azeroth is one of the best parts of your adventure. Setting off into the world, stumbling on something new that you didn't expect, and tackling it in whatever way your class is good at is one of the you to challenge
Where's that, guys? Where do you think?
Expanded Azeroth. But as you set out on your adventure into the wider world, what can you hope to find?
Damn, I rewound a lot.
Azeroth is one of the best parts of your adventure.
True.
Setting off into the world.
Right here. Oh, that's wetlands. Oh, it says wetlands right on it. Didn't even give me a chance to take too much of a guess, right? Okay, so this is sick. Cool.
Stumbling on something.
No. Is that also wetland? Yeah, that's also wetlands. I was going to guess it could have been freaking Swamp of Sorrows, but no. This is definitely wetlands.
Something new that you didn't expect, and tackling it in whatever way
Dark
your class
Shore?
is good at is one of the thrills of the adventure. Even better if you get some treasure out of it. On Warcraft Reborn, from the very beginning of your journey,
that is so freaking cool, dude. That is so freaking cool, man.
Waiting for you to explore. These new locations begin with expanded starting zones and continue to introduce new places all throughout Azeroth. they're handcrafted to fit within the classic world, expanding the places you can adventure, while also adding new lore and stories to it. You might discover a group of soldiers from Darkshire building a new encampment along Duskwood's northern border, or a band of mercenaries getting into trouble in the heart of the wetlands. When you stumble upon these interesting new places, you might find helpful merchants to trade with, dangerous enemies to challenge, and even brand new treasure to claim.
Who knows where that is?
You'll discover.
You know where that was? That was in the Deadwind Pass. That was Deadwind Pass right there, I think.
New quests that take you to different points of interest, leading you to places that have never even existed before.
I love it. I freaking love it.
Immersive and fit within the vanilla setting, offering interesting bits of lore and new goals to achieve.
Oh, I'm so stoked, guys. You don't even know.
Custom items with new visuals that you can wield to carve your legend. Some of Azeroth's more curious citizens might even offer you unusual challenges, rewarding you for completing their strange games. You might have to face off against a brute to prove that you're a warrior worth your salt, or dodge rampaging Kodo to show off your skills as a hunter. You'll even stumble upon danger.
Bro, that guy looks so sick. Oh my gosh, that guy looks so sick. So, okay. I don't know if that's another player role-playing right through, or if that's like an actual enemy. But if that's an actual enemy, dude, I want that freaking belt. I want everything that he's wearing, but I can't dual wield if I'm a paladin. Oh, that just looks so freaking sick. Imagine a hunter dressed like that. A melee hunter dressed like this. This is so freaking cool, man. So freaking cool. Oh man, it's so cool.
These stronger creatures have their own unique spells and abilities. Some are even their own mini-bosses.
Love it.
And each one drops brand new treasure, equipment, and perhaps even new power. These expanded locations breathe new life into the world, putting a sense of adventure back into Azeroth. But be careful as you travel off the beaten path to find them. Azeroth isn't as forgiving as you remember it. And as you encounter enemies in your travels, you'll be facing off against completely redesigned foes. When you step into Azeroth, you choose a role.
I got a question here in a second.
Whether that's a powerful warrior, an agile rogue, or a mystical mage. When you choose that role, you expect it to impact your strengths and weaknesses out in the world. A warrior might shine fighting foes in melee combat, but have less tools to deal with enemies at range, whereas a rogue has the adaptability and tools to deal with different targets by changing up their strategy. These strengths and weaknesses make your decisions matter, but for them to mean something, you need to encounter a vast world filled with thousands of different creatures to challenge. And on Warcraft Reborn, you will. Warcraft Reborn completely redesigns all of Azeroth's creatures from the ground up.
Was that freaking Hogger just now? Was that Hogger? I can't go back that far. There we go.
Warcraft Reborn completely redesigns all.
Right there. That's Hogger, dude. That's gotta be Hogger. Bruh. Dude, he looks so sick, bro. He looks so sick. He looks different than that, doesn't he? Cool guy. Yeah.
Of Azeroth's creatures from the ground up with unique, fitting stats based on what they...
Bro, okay, I know I'm pausing a lot, but look at this. See, this is what I was talking about before, going back to what I was saying about Epoch. Just basically using like a generic slider and scaling up the enemies by defense and health and saying, oh yeah, we made the world harder, versus actually going into the game and making enemies who use shields have higher block rates, and ones that use mail and plate have higher defenses, right? Enemies that use two-handed weapons have slower attack speed but hit harder. And also drop gear. Well, we'll get to that in a minute, right? Enemies that are casters are going to be, you know, maybe weaker against melee, but stronger versus other casters. The way they're doing it now is this predates Classic WoW. Okay, this right here that you're seeing right here, this predates Classic WoW, because Classic WoW didn't even do this to this amount, right? There was little stuff like that here and there, but this is like EverQuest stuff and Final Fantasy 11 stuff, right? In Final Fantasy 11, enemies that were elemental, like, you know, say water or fire or lightning, stuff like that, you really couldn't do anything against them if you were using those various different schools of magic. You had to use the opposing school of magic or a different one to do even any damage or great damage to them, right? And it seems like that's what they're bringing to the game. And I think it's so cool, because to do something like this and to do it right takes a lot of time. You have to go in and adjust each and every single enemy type individually. That is legit.
Look like. From your very first kobold to the Scarlet Paladins of Tyr's Hand, every single creature in Azeroth has been hand-tuned.
That is
with
so
unique
sick. Look at
stats
that.
like additional
Vulnerable to
armor,
holy.
attack power, dodge, haste, armor penetration, spell penetration, spell damage, critical strike, parry, block, and expertise, as well as unique vulnerabilities and resistances to different types of magic. They also are now actually wearing equipment that influences their behavior. Just like for you, a dagger will mean a faster attack speed and likely additional agility for the creature using it, whereas a giant two-handed sword means additional strength and attack power. Everything has been hand-tuned to make every single creature in Azeroth a unique, distinct challenge, and you can predict what kind of challenge just by looking at them. For example, a Defias bandit with a dagger and leather armor will have a higher attack speed and dodge chance than a Scarlet Crusader. The Crusader might not be able to dodge you, but with their plate armor and shield,
they have
will
some
have
of it,
the
yes,
ability to block
like I
and
said, but
parry
not
your
to
attacks.
this.
Occultist casting shadow
Not to
magic
this
will
amount.
naturally be weak to holy spells, taking extra damage if you strike them with this magic. Similarly, a fire elemental will take reduced damage from fire spells, but a lot more damage from frost spells. To take advantage of this, you might weave in a few frost bolts when fighting it to deal additional damage, or equip spell penetration gear to overcome its resistance. This means that you have the chance to make decisions that maximize your effectiveness. With a whole world of new creatures behaving in different ways, you will have a wide variety of encounters to engage with and adapt to. For example, that fast-attacking bandit enemy might not mean much if you're playing a warrior, whose armor and blood-crazed talent actually benefit against the fast but weak attacks and critical strikes. But that same bandit might be devastating to a mage player,
because he can't cast.
Attacks mean constant spell pushback, making it harder to cast your spells.
I wonder if it's going to work that way if you're fighting casters in the open world, right? That's what I wonder. I'm really curious about that when it comes to pillagers. Are you going to be able to push back against pillagers and make it so that their fireballs get casted, you know, way slower? Because ideally you should, right? You should. If you're a rogue or something, you should be able to slow them down. So, okay, you can swap from classic to HD. Yeah, I knew it wasn't going to be too hard.
Different perspective, a block tank will be more effective at mitigating damage from fast attacking foes, since shield block reduces a flat amount of damage per hit.
I'm gonna play on HD just because I've spent so much time playing on the regular graphics. So I'm gonna play HD. I do want to do a playthrough where it's classic graphics and see the difference and see which one I like. But with all the stuff they're adding, I really want to, you know, do this, to do it with HD. Don't devise highwaymen attack faster than normal enemies already in classic. Some of this stuff in the video sounds like it was already in the game. Mr. Smite changes weapons for a reason. No, they attack faster. Yeah, well, daggers naturally attack faster, but that's not necessarily what they're saying, right? I mean, they are saying that, but they're also saying the crit, right? The crit is higher. There, you'll see once they get to the gear, you'll see what they're talking about, because it's all affected. It's all affected.
Hit. Meanwhile, a bear tank might be better suited for taking slower, harder hits because of their savage defense. This creates a dynamic, dangerous world where your choices in combat matter, and where different classes have unique strengths in different situations. It's not just about who deals the most damage or who has the most armor. It's about using your tools to best overcome the unique obstacle in front of you, allowing different classes to shine in different moments. This results in a diverse meta that changes on every encounter and every pull. The RPG creature overhaul transforms Azeroth's monsters so that what you see on an enemy now directly translates to gameplay.
This is what I'm talking about, okay, right here.
Look like,
watch
what
this.
They're wearing, and what abilities they use. And on Warcraft Reborn, when you take them down, you'll find yourself with new immersive loot.
Okay, this is the important part.
On Warcraft
the immersive
Reborn,
gear drops.
The world is alive with foes worth fighting, and each one carries the gear that makes them dangerous. Gear that you can take for yourself. As you challenge deadlier RPG creatures, you'll find that they don't just have new stats. They're wearing gear that reflects those stats.
Yep.
And if you take them down, you can loot it. From that kobold's pickaxe to that ogre's giant axe.
See, that is freaking, that is what is so sick. So if you're fighting enemies in the game, you can literally loot the gear right off of them.
Axe to robes from a wizard or a tabard from that knight.
Yeah, you can upgrade,
Warcraft Reborn, all creatures have a chance to physically drop the gear they're wearing when slain. Complete with all the new RPG stats that they have thanks to the RPG creature overhaul. This is in addition to their regular classic loot, giving you an all-new way to gear up.
I just spilled on myself.
That creature loot on Reborn is immersive. You're not just getting treasure from a pool of random loot. You're getting contextual, meaningful treasure based on what you decide to hunt.
Awesome.
This makes gearing up exciting and engaging because you...
That's actually going to make going into new zones more fun, because when you walk into the new zone, you're going to be thinking about what kind of enemies are in that zone. And you know what? I think I want to go to this zone first because I really want to farm this set that this particular enemy is more than likely going to have, right? It's like I'm thinking in my head, if I go Paladin, what enemies in Elwyn Forest, because I would obviously be a human, what enemies in Elwyn Forest wear mail and drop like a two-handed weapon? Like, I can't think of any, right? I can't think of any.
You can seek out and kill creatures
so
wearing
I might need
the
to go
stuff
somewhere
that
else.
You want. Take down a cool tier in Marine.
You can wear plate at level 1? Why? Oh, that's right. Because it's because it's Wrath of the Lich King, so it automatically adjusts to you. Warriors and paladins can wear plate at level 1. Yeah, that's how it was in Wrath, huh? Okay, isn't it funny that I paused here? I wasn't even looking at the screen when I paused. Okay. No, it's okay. We understand what you're talking about, Taki. You don't need to post the picture. So for instance, right here, look at this. Plate. This is, all you have to do is look at this screen, and what you're talking about is right here in the screen. Okay, so this is what I'm thinking about doing, all right? If I am a paladin or a warrior, what I'm going to do is I'm going to obviously be an alliance. I'm going to create a horde orc first. And I'm going to go over here to this area, and I'm going to farm this set off of these guys. Okay, I'm going to get the girdle, the spalders, the helmet, and the leg guards, and hopefully I can get the tabard as well. I'm going to get these. And then I'm going to send them over to, because it says binds when equipped, right? Binds when equipped, not binds when picked up. So I'm going to go ahead and send these over to my paladin, and this is what my paladin's going to wear.
To become one, finding loot with stats like strength, block, or additional armor, or slay a wizard to loot its robes and gain spell power.
Yeah, basically almost all the private servers coming out now are doing cross-faction, like almost all of them. So,
and maybe even a staff with spell haste. You can even take down creatures wearing unique
vanilla was
pieces
not
of
cross-faction
equipment to get it.
No, yeah, it was
letting
not.
You grab
yeah.
exciting new gear that's never been available before. Even bosses drop their equipped gear, which you can get. Not
what class would be the best raid healer in my opinion? I honestly can't give that answer because I don't know enough about the classes and the changes to say which ones are going to be better. You essentially got to think back to Wrath of Lich King, right? That's kind of what you have to think back to, was Wrath of Lich King. Who was really good in Wrath of Lich King? I mean, yeah, Resto Shaman is going to be great, but I don't think you can go wrong with Priest. I mean, doesn't Priest have Penance and Prayer of Mending? I mean, Prayer of Mending is freaking legit, dude. Prayer of Mending is amazing. So that is, I mean, Priest was the shit back then. So yeah. So yeah. Oh, look at that. You can be Van Cleef.
just to gain stats.
That's
but
legit.
To actually look like that boss. I'm
that
Dark
looks
Master
so sick.
Gandling now. Azeroth is filled with warriors, wizards, monsters, ogres, ghouls, beasts, and bandits.
Shrek.
Now, each of these creatures has unique stats, strengths, and weaknesses, and each one drops gear that reflects what they're good at, enhancing what Classic is all about.
I will say that I believe the roleplay community is going to be so big on this server, straight up because of like Worldforged items and being able to go around and kill enemies and get the loot specifically from the enemies. I think roleplay is going to be huge on this server. Absolutely gigantic.
On Warcraft Reborn, Azeroth is filled with incredible new locations, new events to challenge, and dangerous enemies to confront. But when you feel the urge to just set off on
this is what I'm honestly most excited about, is the exploration. The Worldforged items is so cool.
To find while wandering expanded Azeroth as the original 9 classes. Worldforged items are
so
lootable RPG objects scattered across the open world that you can find while exploring. From shimmering trinkets to forgotten potions, helmets, necklaces, rings, and even weapons.
I'll bet you it gets harder the higher level you get. I'll bet you it gets harder to actually acquire those items. Like back then, if you saw a few frames back, there was let's go here.
Open world that you can find while exploring.
Right there. This is what I'm talking about. It looks like maybe you have to like summon a boss maybe and kill the boss in order to be able to loot that item possibly. That would be really, really cool if that was the way they did some of it. I'd be really excited for that. I don't want to just walk up. I mean, get low level, that's fine. I don't want to just walk up though and just loot the item and be like, oh, look, a blue, a purple. You know what I mean? I want a challenge that fits the weapon or armor that you're going to get, right? I like that idea.
Exploring. From shimmering trinkets to forgotten potions, helmets, necklaces, rings, and even weapons. Worldforged items ensure that the whole world is filled with incredible treasures to discover. As early as level 1, you'll start finding these items scattered across Azeroth, hand-placed in interesting, thematic locations that add depth and dimension to the world. At the bottom of a cavern, inside that cathedral, or off on a secluded island might lie an awesome new item for you to discover. These items range from uncommon to epic,
Buccaneer Shiv,
and have exciting.
The Wrath of Arkarok, 12 agility, 3.80. That's a very slow weapon, dude. Very slow. 12 agility, increase attack power by 18, drown your target in a torrent of water, dealing 76 frost damage, 45-second cooldown. Bro, that is legit.
Unique effects that give you new ways to challenge Azeroth. You might find a ring that has a chance to fear enemies who strike you, or a shield that shocks foes for extra nature damage. Additionally, many of these items have a wide variety of stats that have never been available before at early levels.
Okay, look at that. Lookout scope, Worldforged, level 7, improves hit rating by 2 and slightly increases your stealth detection. Okay, so it's a level 7 item to have 2 hit rating for trinket is great. Where is this? That's a human. So that's got to be Elwyn Forest. That's got to be Elwyn Forest. Okay, you found it already? Is it Elwyn Forest? I know you found it already, bro. It is? All right, cool. All right. I got the map that shows where they all are, right? You can, look at the map and you can just go around to all the different zones, right? You can go to Duratar and you can see where they're at there. You can go freaking... Are there some in Moonglade? Yeah, there's some in Moonglade. You can look anywhere you are, dude. You can look. They're everywhere, dude. Didn't they say there's over like 9,000 of them? But I don't want to do that, guys, because this is cheating to me. All right? This is cheating to me. But if you guys are the types that like to cheat, it's up to you. You guys can go ahead and do that. You guys can go ahead and take a look at that link that I just put up, and you guys can... you're downloading it now. You're downloading the game now? I thought you were downloading the link. I'm like, it's not a download. All right, so there you go, guys. You guys can mess around with that if you guys want to, kind of getting a good idea to see what's there. If you're not cheating, you're not trying, is what I always heard. Yeah. All right, let's keep going.
Find armor penetration, spell penetration.
And I'll go ahead and put a link to that as well in the description below if you're watching this on YouTube, the maps, if you want to use them. You don't have to use them if you don't want to.
Haste, and more as you scour Azeroth for Worldforged items. With over 1,800 to find.
1,800?
Sure to stumble on some...
How did I say 9,000? Where did I get 9,000 from? Isn't 9,000? I don't know. There was something 9,000. Or was it over 9,000? Get it?
Something amazing, no matter where you choose to explore. But finding them is only the beginning. Worldforged items can also grow with you.
Ooh, another trink. Shadowhide Claw. Okay, that's going to be where the Shadowhide Knolls are in Redridge Mountains. +2 strength, coats your weapon in shadows, causing your ability to deal 6 additional shadow damage for 15 seconds. Bro! Requires level 20 dual-wield warrior, bro. Oh my god, that's so cool, dude. Oh man, that's so sick. Guys, I'm so stoked. Like, I haven't been this excited for a game in a while, dude. Oh, by the way, I don't know if you know, Fury Warrior has... I'm sorry, bro. My brain doesn't work that way. What does SMF mean? Single-minded fury? What is that? I never played a warrior, dude. So, yeah. I'm so stoked with this, guys. You don't even know. It's basically a Titan's Grip version for one-handers. Does it make your hits harder or something like that?
Using runes, which you'll get from completing quests, taking down bosses, winning battlegrounds, and more, you can upgrade will grow with you. Using runes... Okay, so you get runes from doing quests. One only by your deeds. These runes power your progression and customization. Gather them in abundance from all your adventures. Okay, when you have one-hander equipped, you get incoming damage or some shit. Okay. Which you'll get from completing quests, taking down bosses,
what level
winning battlegrounds, and more. You
Titan's
can
Grip,
upgrade Worldforged items in major cities. By speaking to the Guardian of Time and trading both the base item and the right amount of runes, you can reforge the item into stronger versions. Worldforged items make it so that no matter where you adventure, you've got a chance to find something exciting. They're not just scattered about randomly. They've been hand-placed to reward your curiosity and add to Azeroth's immersive world. Seek them out as you continue on your journey.
Okay.
But items aren't the only things you'll discover.
Also, you get adventure. A checklist that gives runes. What's the checklist? New mystic enchantments for the original 9. Okay. This is big.
Hidden across Azeroth's open world, dropped from monsters, and located inside
that guy had nipple rings.
Are mystic enchantments.
Execution sentence. A hammer slowly falls from the sky, causing holy damage over 10 seconds. This culminates in a final burst of damage, dealing damage to all enemies close by. Dispelling the effect triggers the final burst. Using judgment on a target affected by your execution sentence only triggers half of its cooldown. Oh, hoy. Can you get runes from doing things other than questing? Yes. It's like basic stuff like ranking up your skills, learn mount skillets. Okay. Just basically doing things that you would do normally in the game. You're going to get runes for. Okay, that's cool.
Powerful augmentations that expand your spells and strengths.
Heroic leap, baby.
Some enchantments teach you new spells. Others support the talents that you choose. And some still change up the entire way you play. On Warcraft Reborn, every mystic enchantment is hand-built for the original 9 classes.
Bruh, that looks so sick.
There are 4 types of enchantments. Artifact enchantments grant you a single unique utility spell designed to expand the ways that you can help yourself and allies.
So it's kind of sort of like glyphs, right?
Mages, Smoke Bomb for rogues, and Avatar for warriors are just a few of the many artifact enchantments that you'll find for each
what was Avatar? I gotta go see that.
Smoke Bomb for rogues.
I'm debating on Avatar. Transform into a Colossus for a short time, taking less damage and becoming immune to immobilizing effects. Bro, that looks so cool.
For warriors are just a few of the many artifact enchantments that you'll find for each class. Meanwhile, legendary enchantments are powerful signature enhancements that define your strengths. Some enhance your preferred way to play. Mastery enchantments like Affliction or Protection Mastery provide a passive boost for your entire spec, giving your favorite classic playstyle the strength to contend with a deadlier Azeroth. Other legendary enchantments grant you a new signature spell designed to empower and complement your chosen build. Cremation, Colossus Smash, or Void Eruption are a few examples. Others still completely reshape your role and unlock a new playstyle. Gladiator Stance lets warriors DPS with a sword and shield. Blood Tracker Deadly Bite unlocks a new melee-focused build.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna go Hunter.
Earthen Guardian helps transform shamans into powerful tanks. Some classes can even obtain a tamed pet.
Bro, this is so cool. Right here. The whole thing of
shamans into powerful tanks. Some classes
mages can tame dragonkin. That is something that is so freaking awesome, and it's like a hunter pet. It's not one of those things like it's not generic, right? It's not like it's not like what's the one where warlocks tame a demon, whatever that's called. It's not like that, right? Where it lasts for a certain amount of time. It's like a hunter pet. If you have that, it's like a hunter. Yeah, it's not like enslaved demon. Okay. It's like a hunter pet.
Can even obtain a tamed pet through their legendary enchantment.
See, I'm not interested in that.
Friend to join you on the adventure. Epic enchantments.
Oh, so now enslaved demon is permanent. Well, that's kind of cool. All right. Well, hey, eat my words, right? So there's a whole bunch of different ones.
You make targeted adjustments to your character, teaching you new spells, changing how others work, or placing specific power in places you find most meaningful. Using epic enchantments, you'll augment yourself to excel in certain situations, standing out from other members of your class. Spells like Crackling Thunder for warriors.
Thunderclap electrifies the ground to deal damage over time for a few seconds. That's kind of cool. That is kind of freaking cool, dude.
Light at the end of the tunnel for priests, and Earthen Spike for shamans are found here. Rare enchantments give you pinpointed versatility, either offering you glyphs or access to crucial talents from other trees, things like Ignite, Enrage, or Aim Shot. Since Warcraft Reborn uses Wrath of the Lich King talent trees, you can go deeper into your spec than you could in Original Classic.
Yep.
Rare enchantments let you pick up key crossover talents without giving up depth in your main tree. You can find mystic enchantments scattered throughout Azeroth. Discover them in the open world, trade for them by bartering with mysterious merchants, win them by overcoming brand new events and challenges, or loot them from the enemies you slay. Enemies who use specific spells can drop enchantments for that spell when you slay them. So kill Fireball using wizards for Fireball.
Reduce the casting time of Fireball by 5%, but remove the damage over time effect. Oh, interesting.
Related enchantments, and Bandits for Backstab or Sinister Strike enchantments.
Backstab. Your backstab increases the duration of your rupture effect on the target by 2 seconds, up to a maximum of 6 additional seconds. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. In team play, that is pretty cool. Can you change? He said wizards. Yeah. Can you change your what do you call it? What do they call them? Enchants. Your mystic enchants. Can you change them on the fly? Like glyphs? Like once you learn a mystic enchant, do you always have that mystic enchant collected? Is like a collection book, and then you can slot something else whenever you feel like it. Like if I'm gonna go do a dungeon, can I slot dungeon enchants? Yes, if you have an enchanting table.
Additionally, your class trainer sells all of your rare enchantments directly. When you find an enchantment, it will appear as a scroll in your inventory. Consume the scroll to imbue it to yourself and gain its effects. You'll unlock more enchantment slots as you level up. Using a mystic altar, a mysterious object dropped by players or found in specific locations throughout the open world.
That's what you guys are talking about.
You can permanently save an enchantment to your realm-wide collection, letting you access it on any current or future character that you create. Wide collection.
Are you sure you want to save to collection Lightning Fangs? This would require 7,500. Oh, so you have to spend runes. You have to spend runes to collect it, to keep it, right? Oh, okay. So if you have enchant saved to a preset, you can change it on the fly without an altar. Oh, that's cool. What up, Sokins? Wait a minute. Can you buy runes from the cash shop? Can you buy runes from the cash shop? Oh my god, dude. I'll bet you can, dude. No, you cannot? Okay, no? Okay. All right, good. Can you increase the amount of runes that you get from quest? Actually, you know what? What am I talking about? Guys, we're going to be looking through the cash shop after we're done with this, by the way. Sorry. After we're done watching this, we're going to be doing the cash shop, okay?
You access it on any current or future character that you create on the realm. This means that if you find an enchantment for a different class while you're adventuring out in the open world, you can get it and extract it to your collection, then make a new character and dive straight into an exciting new way to play. Mystic enchantments allow you to choose your own strengths.
Okay, so when you go find one of those mystic altars and you collect the mystic enchant, that gets bound to your whole account. So any character that you create, then you're able to use that on, like if you make a different paladin or something like that, it's saved to your realm bound. Yeah, okay, that is cool. So it becomes realm bound. So if you end up deleting your character and creating like another mage later on or a hunter or whatever you have, that is really freaking cool, dude. I like it. I like it a lot.
And creating unique opportunities where you can be legendary. You might even find ways to team up with other heroes that complement your strengths.
That's what I'm excited about. I'm really excited about a harder content so I can team up with people.
As you
That's
scour
really
the
fun to
open
do.
world for new dangers and immersive new items, you'll eventually need to return to base. Whether to train new skills, sell old equipment, or even craft new items, returning to town offers you the chance to take stock and prepare for your next expedition. One way to do this is through professions. On Warcraft Reborn, professions get an overhaul to stand on par with Worldforged items and immersive gear drops as a true means of progression, letting you craft the arms and armor that can aid you on your adventure. To start, you can upgrade your crafted gear multiple times with new upgrade kits, which let you improve your crafted items with higher level materials. When you take the time and resources to forge something incredible, upgrade kits make sure it's worth it, letting you make it stronger to aid you longer.
That's legit.
Second, the gear you forge has a little more bite to it to better contend with the stronger world and deadlier creatures you'll face.
That's good too.
Every piece of gear you craft
and to compare
receives...
and to compete with Worldforged items and the items that drop from enemies too, right? You got to compete with that. That's what I was worried about earlier.
an additional random affix, gaining additional stats to better suit your playstyle. These bonuses, like of the eagle or of the bear, or even new affixes like of expert strikes or of rending, place new stats on your crafted gear, expanding its versatility so that you can forge the set that's right for you. Third, crafting and gathering items awards experience, so that when you harvest an herb, mine some more, brew a potion, or...
Does it only award experience on your first item, guys? Does anybody know in chat? Does it only award experience on the first item, or can you just sit there and spam? No, it does not. Okay, so you can just spam. It rewards each time. So effectively, you could level from, you could become a pacifist if you wanted to. I know there's a cash shop item that allows you to unlock more professions than 2. So if you were to buy said cash shop item and unlock every single gathering profession and creation profession in the game, you could become a pacifist and from level 1 to 60 not kill one single enemy. I think we're going to do that at some point as a challenge, guys. We're going to do a pacifist challenge. All right. I've decided, I have spoken. That is what we're going to do.
Or forge a weapon. You'll get experience points based on the difficulty of the item.
You can sit for an installment from 1 to 60 if you have the maths.
So that they feel like a natural part of the process. One that's so helping you get stronger as you go. But that's just the beginning. On Warcraft Reborn, you'll discover brand new craftables like food and item enchantments. Forge belt buckles, cape linings, or a home-cooked meal for your raid to enhance your group and contribute to victory. You'll also find new item recipes out on your adventure, expanding the ways that you can craft, trade, and interact with Azeroth's economy. You'll even find brand new professions like woodcutting, which will expand the ways that you can engage with professions and make your mark on Azeroth.
But what is the woodcutting for? What's the point of woodcutting? Are there going to be woodcutting kind of lackluster, by the way? Oh, well, all right. Is that based on the guy in Mists of Pandaria who leveled to max just by farming herbs? No, because I wouldn't sit in one area. I would go around the entire world. I would skin enemies that other people felled. They didn't fall by my hand because I'm a pacifist. I'm all about the love. See what I'm saying? Yeah.
Warcraft Reborn offers an incredible leveling adventure enriched with tons of new content. But leveling up is just the beginning. Once you're strong enough, you'll storm into an endgame that's a full-blown adventure. Gear up in overhauled dungeons and raids, jam-packed with new mechanics, new difficulties, and new treasure.
Aren't they doing like Mystic Plus, guys? Damn, the HD graphics are sick. I just downloaded it. Right on. I can make my character. It looks like. Oh, FYI, guys, they're gonna be doing. I don't know if they already dropped the update, but they're gonna be dropping an update soon before launch, and they said it's gonna be a considerable update. So make sure that you update prior to launch. Okay, keep that in mind, guys. Update prior to launch. All right, I would probably update the day before. That's what I would do.
Whether you're diving into normal, heroic, or mythic versions of your favorite dungeons,
normal, heroic, mythic, and ascended
level raids, or even raid trials with your guild, or charging into the all-new dungeons available on Reborn, you'll collect stronger gear and refine your build with every boss you take down.
Pros give pro tips.
Dungeons are the best way to gear up as a 5-man group. And raids are available with anywhere between 10 to 25 players. And the more people you bring, the more loot you get.
See, I like it that way. I like it that way, right? The more people you bring, the more loot you get, which doesn't mean that if you bring less people that you're gonna gear slower, right? It doesn't necessarily mean that. There's less gear to have to divvy between other people. So you're probably gonna gear just as quickly. You just have to deal with so much less bullshit, right? I think this is... I think we might consider making our own guild, guys. Just saying. Anybody down? I don't know. I'm just kind of thinking here.
With multiple levels of difficulty, including a full vanilla Mythic Plus system with new and improved affixes, you can face off against the difficulty that's right for you, then climb through the ranks for even greater challenge. Even veteran adventurers will be kept on their toes, so dive into dungeons and raids to continue your adventure.
It doesn't, because they already said bringing more people gives you more gear. The end, right? So if you get a group of 10 people that just works well with each other, then good, right? Have a good time.
Sure. But instanced content isn't all there is to do. On Reborn, there's tons of reasons to venture back out into the open world. Scour the world for mystic enchantments.
Halo creates a ring of holy energy around you that quickly expands and grows in power, healing group and raid members. Heals with greater effect the further away the ally is. Bro, I kind of like that.
To unlock new spells, passives, and entirely new playstyles for you and all of your different classes. You might find something incredible for your current class, or something enticing for an alt that you just have to try.
Yeah, I love that.
To discover new ways to tackle Reborn.
Mystic Scroll of Stampede. Summons a herd of stampeding animals from the wilds that deals 488 physical damage to your enemies over 6 seconds. The animals run up to 30 yards in front of you. Enemies struck by the stampede take increased damage from you and your pet by 3% for 15 seconds, stacking up to 4 times. Enemies' movement speed is also reduced by 50% rather, for 3 seconds. That's pretty freaking legit, dude. If I played Hunter, I would definitely do Scroll of Stampede. It's that cool. I'm all about coolness factor, guys. I'm all about. I'm more form, not function.
For your main and all of your alts.
What was that?
Warcraft Reborn.
Reputation.
Reputation is actions of Azeroth to
gather reputation. Oh, they're going to talk about it right now. Okay.
To unlock wild rewards for your main and all of your alts. On Warcraft Reborn, reputation is realm-wide, so your hard work benefits all your characters.
That's so freaking cool.
Challenge monstrous world bosses roaming Azeroth's
Endgame world bosses,
giving everyone a chance to get epic loot. These massive creatures require full raids of adventurers to take them down, but if you can, everyone who participated gets a cache of spoils. Not only will you face off against classic world bosses overhauled with new mechanics, but you might even discover new world bosses to test your mettle and the strength of your resolve. Take on new quests from the Hero's Call Board, an endgame quest board that sends you and others out into deadly locations, like the Tainted Scar or Alkaz Island. Then slay power.
What's Alkaz Island? Those are both areas that are in vanilla? Okay, so where was that Alkaz Island? Where's that? Outcast Island. Is that the... Oh, Dustwall Marsh Island? Oh, never mind.
Powerful creatures for caches
Not as
of
fun.
incredible treasure.
But okay.
This call board sends all adventurers to the same
Thank you, Hollow.
locations, meaning you might find potential
Welcome
friends
in, by
to
the way.
ally with or deadly enemies to compete against. It's a great way to find some world PvP.
Oh,
so
yeah.
The PvP mode in major cities.
Oh, PvP rule set. A safer haven. I can't read all that. My boomer eyes. Okay. Go to the champions area in your town and read that shit. Okay, do that on Friday.
And add a bit of danger to your quests. But for the truly bloodthirsty, honor and glory await in battlegrounds and arenas.
Yes.
Charge into the fight and
I don't know about arenas, but battlegrounds, I'm down, bro.
Combat. Wait.
Question. Okay, so hey, question. Oh, all right. So remember how they said that you can loot the gear off of enemies that you kill. So does that mean that we can go as Alliance and kill Thrall and get Thrall's armor? I'm saying if you can loot the gear, you should be able to wear Thrall's armor. We are going to test it. I have spoken. I would assume so since they said all mobs. Yeah. You won't kill Thrall, I'm Horde. Bro, I'll just wait till you're like offline or something like that. You know what I mean? Yo, what up, King?
Wage war in classic BGs like Warsong Gulch and Arathi Basin. And look forward to brand new battlegrounds like Twin Peaks and the Temple of Kot Mogu. Each map is a chance to prove your might.
Oh,
Playing to your
look at that!
strengths to outmaneuver.
Bro, they used Thunderstorm on him and he said, not so fast, bitches.
And outsmart the enemy.
That was kind of cool.
If you prefer more competitive combat, arenas offer you the chance to team up with a small group for fast-paced skirmish PvP.
Hooray!
Battle it out in 2v2 and 3v3 arenas, putting your new builds and spells to the test in wild PvP combat. Of course, new maps await you in arenas too, so prove your mastery in these all-new locations. No matter how you brawl, you can amass honor and collect powerful PvP gear, making you stronger against other players. Warcraft Reborn features several tiers of PvP gear, so you can quickly jump into the base set, then wage war to become even stronger. Yet for many, the thrill of Azeroth is in its open world. What if you just want to experience all the new locations, Worldforged items, quests, and adventures again? On Warcraft Reborn, you can with Prestige mode. Prestige mode lets you reset your character to level 1 so you can relive the journey and get rewards when you make it to level cap again. When you Prestige, you keep everything important about your character. Your items, your bank, your professions, and gear. It just resets your level back to 1 so that
you keep your professions?
Can level up again. Want to
That's kind of
explore
cool.
the open world for Worldforged items or mystic enchantments you might...
You know, it'd be really cool if they made it so that when you Prestige, you're allowed to pick new professions, but you keep your old professions too. You keep the knowledge of your old professions, but you're allowed to pick 2 new ones. That would make Prestige so much better. That would make Prestige insanely good. Just saying.
Feel like adventuring to a distant zone to see what new quests and locations
then
might
they
be
would
there?
lose money on them. God damn, girl. Just saying.
Locations might be there. Or maybe you just want to level up with your buddies without making a new character. Now you can with Prestige. Speak to Chromie in a capital city, reset to level 1, and set off on your next adventure.
You're gonna dance in front of me?
But you don't have to level up again in the same way. If you really want to add some spice to your Prestige run, try tackling a hardcore trial. Challenge modes that introduce new danger and excitement to your adventure. Hardcore trials change up how you play. Some make you level up with only 1 life. Others increase the damage you take from enemies. Some even completely change the way that you approach Azeroth, like exchanging your lungs for gills so that you can only breathe while in water, starting to drown anytime you quest on land.
That's so dumb, dude.
Incredible rewards await you, like runes, toys, and
No, let's go back. What was that one?
incredible rewards await you, like
disguise yourself as a purple slime skeleton. You own this van. Why would I want that, bro? Rune of Ascension. Oh, okay.
runes, toys, and even cosmetics like mounts
Mobs
and gear
get buffed.
sets.
Okay.
You can challenge hardcore trials solo or with friends, but you can only accept them right at level 1. Speak with the challenger in your zone to see all available hardcore trials. Then select the one you want, or multiple ones if you're insane. Once you and your friends all have the same trials, set off to begin your adventure. Warcraft Reborn has all sorts of new ways to enjoy your time in Azeroth, but don't rush the adventure.
Nah,
Reborn,
that's what I'm saying.
Every second is exciting, from your first few levels all the way to Endgame and back again.
Yeah, that's smart. That's smart.
Explore an Azeroth enhanced with dozens of new features, where the world is enriched with new
Nightmare Challenge is the best. You get a Deathwing mount. Bruh.
places to explore, and where every encounter feels exciting and unique.
And you know what? I will say this. Because of the fact that your stuff is realm bound, it makes wanting to do challenges that much greater, because you can use that mount on any of your characters you want, right? I think that is really cool. If you die, you don't lose your tune in advance. Oh, okay, that's cool. For Nightmare, you get 5 lives. Yeah.
Where you'll use new tools to overcome familiar foes.
I think you wait though. I think Nightmare mode you want to wait until you kind of unlock a good amount of
to enhance your class
runes and stuff like that, right?
Everything comes together in a new type of Classic Plus where everyone can join the adventure. Meet
all transmog mounts and pets are realm wide. Yeah, it's legit.
New allies, challenge new foes, and
look at that guy. Look at that guy.
Expanded. Whether you're an Ascension veteran ready for a new adventure, a classic player searching to recapture your love for the world, or even a brand new player who has never stepped foot into WoW before, you can join tens of thousands of other players and embark on the adventure together.
Shadowlands set.
This is just the beginning of the next generation of Classic Plus.
Not anymore.
The next chapter of your legend is about to begin.
All right. So I think that is freaking legit. I'm super excited about that. I don't know what you guys think, but I think it's going to be great. I think it's going to be great. I can't wait.